lost touch with a friend? I had two best friends in high school, and those last few days before graduation, sang, "And the friends forever, if the Lord of them." And I haven't heard from them in 10 years.
Did you ever have somebody that you loved? They were just absolutely wonderful. Then things went south. Mr. Perfect turned into Mr. Psycho Guy. That's what restraining orders are for.
Did you ever know a couple that was so close? They were so right for one another, and everything was going great. And you knew that if anybody had a chance of lasting forever, it'd be them. And then they split up. It kind of makes you wonder how anyone stays together today.
Why do relationships go sour? Why do friendships and marriages and even families tend to drift apart? I guess it's because most people aren't willing to work on their relationships.
God said, without vision,
No Chazown.
No dream.
No revelation.
The people perish.
great relationships don't happen by accident.
And that includes our relationship with God.
Jesus said, "I'd rather you be hot or cold."
Hot or cold?
But he said, if you're lukewarm, then I'll spit
You out.
Well, welcome to part 2 of our life development plan. As you can tell by our skit, our goal here this morning is to make you feel really good about yourself. Our goal this morning is to scratch you behind the ears and to pat you on the back and send you out of here this morning with a great big smile on your face. Actually, I'll be honest from the get-go, this is not going to be a feel-good sermon. But I do promise you that this sermon is very culturally relevant. I do promise you that this sermon has eternal value. So with that in mind, we are so glad that you are here today because we are going to very intentionally and very intensely seek the heart of God, His Chazown, His vision, His dream for our revelation, or for our relationship, rather, with Him. Now, last week, we learned something. We discovered a very important truth. And it's this. Everyone ends up somewhere. Every single one of us end up somewhere. But very few people end up somewhere on purpose. But if we will seek the heart of God, we can, if we dig into His Word and seek His heart, we can uncover our core values that He's given us, and we can discover the mission that He has given us, and we can live out His Chazown for our life. Church, we can live out God's dream, God's plan, God's vision for our lives. That's what Chazown means. That's kind of a synopsis of last week, if you weren't here, to kind of catch you up to speed for today's message. And this is such an important truth in our life because the Bible teaches us without a vision, without a dream, without a revelation from God, without a Chazown, the people perish. And this is the key verse in our series. I'd like you to say it with me. Without a vision, the people perish. That was weak, so let's say it again. Without a vision, the people perish. Much better. Now, this truth, this scripture, can be applied in almost every area of our life. And here's why. With a vision, we have focus. With a vision, we have planning, we have preparation, we have passion, we have endurance, and we have peace in our life. But without a vision, we tend to just kind of meander through life. We tend to just kind of wander aimlessly through life. So it's so important that we understand this truth, that without a vision, the people perish. In other words, without a vision for our relationship with God, we tend to drift towards complacency. Without a vision for a relationship with God, we tend to drift towards other people or other things. Without a vision for our relationship with God, we tend to drift towards spiritual mediocrity and lukewarmness. Remember, everybody ends up somewhere, but few people end up somewhere on purpose. And church, this is very, very true in our relationship with God. Now, because this is our tendency, because God knows that this can happen in our life, Jesus gives us a very clear warning. Jesus says, hey, you can be hot or you can be cold, but please, whatever you do, don't be lukewarm. Don't end up there. That's a bad, bad place for you to be in. I'd rather you were hot or cold, but never lukewarm. And of course, Jesus is talking about the condition of our relationship with Him. Now, when I've preached this sermon before, we've looked at it this way. God would like our relationship with Him to be like a hot cup of coffee on a cold winter's day when it's, the snow is blowing outside, or like a cup of sweet iced tea on a hot summer's day. That sounds pretty good right now, doesn't it? And that's certainly one way that you